Okay, let's go.
Hi, my name is Cameron Sitler. I'm the one of the directors here at Third Coast Juniors. I'm also the head beach coach at HCU. I've been there for 11 years. I also have 11 years of indoor D1 coaching experience. And our club has been around for 6 years now. And we've been working with HVA powered by Third Coast Juniors going on year 4. We'll talk more about the program in front of us. HVA powered by Third Coast Juniors. The benefits of being a part of this program: one, you're going to up the amount of touches you get because it'll be geared around partner contacts and in a 2-on-2 environment. So you're guaranteed to be touching the ball, whether it be passing, setting, and attacking. So you're going to get a lot more contacts than you might in a normal indoor environment, just because, as an indoor player, you don't know if you're going to get the set when you're going 6-on-6. Obviously, you have your isolated training reps where you guys are getting high volume repetition. But in these contacts, you're going to learn kind of an all-around game. So say you're an indoor middle, you're going to learn how to pass. You're going to learn how to set. In those moments, you got to add a system set. Say you're a libero, you're going to learn how to hit a little bit, which might help your serving or different aspects. Say you're a 3 rotation outside, you're going to get a ton of passing reps. So if you need to expand your game into playing back row, you have that ability. Say you're a setter, you're going to learn how to attack a little bit. And so it's going to give you an understanding of the all-around game, which gives you versatility. So maybe in that moment where you need to diversify or slide into a new position, you have that available. Also, sand volleyball, due to the surface, it adds a level of plyometric training. A lot of athletes, when they come into the sand, they get 2 to 3 inches on the vertical just by being in the sand, because there is a sports performance component just by moving in the sand. Reed Priddy, who's an ex-Olympian, actually has a video where he talked about he used to work out when he played indoor, and then he started playing beach, and he just naturally got stronger and worked out less. And so you're going to get the benefits of that as well. And you'll even see some athletes, they'll do jump training in the sand to improve their verticals. And so just by being out here, you'll kind of get that added bonus. Indoor outsides or indoor players, sometimes when you're hitting, you have the problem of you drift too far. Well, beach will teach you that you got to go a little more up and down. So it'll kind of help you learn the fact that you can't broad jump as far, obviously, when you're hitting the ball. So it'll teach you to hit a little more vertical at times. If you're passing, sometimes indoor you get away with passing off balance, but as the game gets faster, you kind of pay for those mistakes. Well, the sand will teach you to be a little more balanced. So the game kind of teaches you concepts that you get away with younger in indoor volleyball. But again, as you elevate into the higher levels, 18U collegiate game, you have to kind of balance out and get more stable. And beach just naturally teaches you that due to the surface and the environment. And so you're getting those free repetitions of learning without necessarily having to always be told. And so the game will kind of teach you those ideas as you go through. And so those are some of the areas that you'll see added bonuses that'll impact your indoor game within probably 4 to 5 weeks. I had collegiate athletes that played both. And when they went back inside, you'd see their hitting percentage go up 0.025 to 0.05. And they would move from kind of middle of the road, kind of being second team all conference, the first team all conference. We have a lot of kids at the club. And again, I'm not encouraging this, but they don't do indoor club anymore, but they've gone into all district players. And so you'll see those players have gotten the added bonus. So with you guys complementing both indoor and beach, I can only imagine the things that you'll see grow in your game by doing that. One of the myths out in the game with kind of the old guard indoor is that beach is bad for your indoor game, which is kind of weird to me because if you look at the men's game, a lot of men's volleyball players, they play both. And in the men's game, there's a lot of great players. And then you see them, they translate to beach quickly. Taylor Sanders, Reed Pretty, Andy Benesh, who was a great indoor player. Todd Rogers was a really good setter. You know what I mean? So it's like those guys played. Tyler Hildenbrand, another one. He could have played both. And Paul Lotman, David Lee. You know what I mean? Like these are Olympians that played both, and it didn't hurt their game. Now, if you teach bad beach volleyball, where you're teaching kids to hold the ball and throw it, again, there's some negatives to indoor, but the new beach game doesn't allow for that anymore. And so if you're teaching the right style beach, it's actually good for indoor. The beach game now, you have to have a fast release, just like indoor. The difference is indoor, they're not calling doubles anymore, which can lead to a little bit of out of control move when you're setting. So you're going to learn a little more precision because you're going to have to learn how to use those hands a little bit differently because now indoor, you get away with a little bit more. Obviously out here, we're not going to teach pokies. We're not going to teach some of the stuff that isn't going to help your indoor game because we're teaching you guys as a way to impact your indoor game. We're not teaching you to be beach onlys. You know what I mean? So what we're doing here is we want to see your indoor game get better by being here. And then if you choose to play some beach tournaments in the summer, we want to be able to have you compete and enjoy the game as well. But we don't want to see you go inside and then all of a sudden your indoor game suffer. And again, like I said, I've coached at the collegiate level and had players that did both, and they were first team all conference player of the conference and beating teams nationally. So like I've got a brand of doing this, and so we teach a game that complements. And there are a little bit of differences between that and an all beach game, but they still complement each other. I think what a lot of people worry about when they say this is they're worried that they can't have full control of the athlete. And the hard part is sometimes athletes need a little bit of change to what they're doing all the time so they don't burn out. And so it's like, you know, in the summers, a indoor athlete, they can go just play a doubles tournament and they can go have some fun with one of their teammates on the indoor team and go, hey, you want to go play a twos tournament this weekend and just have a good time? We have a month and a half off before high school starts. Or, you know, you can't find 12 gals that can go play open gym and they want to find 4 of them and they're like, we need some touches because like there's only 2 club practices this week. We're like, we need to go find a beach court. We just want to get some ball control touches. They can take 4 of them out there and just get ball control touches because there's beach courts everywhere. And so it just allows extra touches to happen with less athletes that can still impact their indoor game. And the hard part is, you know, like to find 12 kids and a gym available for them to get those extra touches, it's just difficult these days. Beach is trained the wrong way. It very well can be dangerous to your indoor game, and that's where the stigma comes in. But if you train beach the proper way and you teach it in a way that you're improving ball control, you're teaching it to complement the indoor game, you're improving the way you move, you're only going to see the added bonus in your indoor game. You're going to see the added fun factor whenever you come off a long indoor season, which is in any sport that you played, you know, for a long period of time. You just need a variation where you could take a break but still get the touches in a sport. You're just going to have those opportunities to continue to develop with a little variation. And so that's the benefit that you get. While there's an old school idea that they're dangerous for each other, again, the games are very much growing. And some major clubs out there that are competing nationally that are doing both, if you want to look them up, Dakine, they've been pretty elite. Most of their kids play both. There's one other club out of Ohio that I'm blanking on, unfortunately, but they encourage their kids to play both. Mad Sand's another club. For a while, they had their kids playing both. Again, you see these clubs, they're good athletes and they're winning at both. And so it's not a negative. They're using it in a way to complement each other's games and still win. And so it's just kind of an outdated idea because 30 years ago, the way the beach game was, it might have been a little more negative because the setting had a lot of lift to it. The game was a lot slower. The ideas were different. But now with the modern beach game, it's gotten faster. They're running a little bit different set. I mean, the games are just starting to get more and more similar. Our training curriculum, which again, for HVA powered by Third Coast, it's obviously not going to be like our national beach only travel program, but the structure with which we use here will be similar, but the ideas that we teach will incorporate more ideas that help indoor players get better while incorporating ball control versus making you beach only. But most practices start, we do some kind of movement warm up. We're going to do what we call high volume partner execution. So for 15 minutes, we'll have you and your partner getting as many touches as possible in a concept. So you're getting that volume of touch, whether it's platform control, whether it's getting a bunch of setting reps, whether it's getting a bunch of maybe arm swing work, self-toss attacks, just something to kind of get you a ton of those touches you may not see normally. Then we would lead into some kind of concept training. And when we teach here at Third Coast, we like to fix 2 concepts a night. We'll never give you more than that. We like to keep it very clean and simple, so that you go away from practice with, man, I learned 2 things tonight. Instead of, like we say, trying to drink from a fire hose, you go home to your parents and you go, what did I learn today? And you're like, I learned doot, 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 doot. And your parents are like, wow, that's a lot. For our practices, we like to be very direct so that you have something to take away and you're like, all right, this is something I can work on. And then we always finish with 20 to 25 minutes of kind of queens or gameplay situations, because we want to make sure that you get to incorporate the ideas we're working on. You also get a little bit of competition in your life because training's awesome, but you still want to have that competitive experience. So you get to have a little bit of that fun factor competing. And then the facility, again, we have beach volleyball people, clubs come from all over the country. I would say we're the best beach volleyball facility in the country. I mean, again, there's other facilities out there, so I can guarantee we're top 5 in the country. We have heated showers for people to clean off afterwards. We have a place where you could buy water, Gatorade, snacks. They'll have tacos in case you don't have food that night. They have a place for parents to hang out. We'll have televisions going, so if there's sports on, you have something you can watch. We have Wi-Fi in case the parents need to work. Yeah, we have yet to have a parent come out and go, man, we really hate it here. There's just nothing fun for us to do. Usually they end up hanging out, having a good time while watching their kids. And then again, something we put in that we haven't brought up is we've agreed with HVA that we put in kind of a temperature regulation, because we understand that you guys coming out of indoor, you know what I mean? You all want to be comfortable. So we're not going to force you out here when it's 42 degrees and cold. We want to make sure that you guys have a good time when you get out here. So there's a temperature cutoff that we have to make sure that the environment's positive to learning and positive to you guys wanting to be here. So we're always kind of looking at things for the athlete experience. And so like our whole program with HVA and why we're doing a bunch of this is, for us, our goal is to get a bunch of you guys in the sand and help make impact. And I know HVA is doing this because they want to see the growth in their athletes as they get in the sand as well.